This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 36, verses 1 through 5. Verse 1, and it reads, Also, thou son of man, prophesy unto the mountains of Israel, and say, Ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Verse 2, Thus saith Yahweh our power, because the enemy hath said against you, Aha! Even the ancient high places are ours in possession. Verse 3, Therefore prophesy and say, Thus saith Yahweh our power, because they have made you desolate and swallowed you up on every side, that ye might be a possession unto the residue of the heathen, and ye are taken up in the lips of talkers, and are an infamy of the people. Verse 4, Therefore, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of Yahweh thy power. Thus saith Yahweh power to the mountains and to the hills, to the rivers and to the valleys, and to the desolate wastes, and to the cities that are forsaken, which became a prey and derision to the residue of the heathen that are round about. Verse 5, Therefore thus saith Yahweh power, Surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds to cast it out for a prey. Giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rahah Kakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well in teaching us this 100% truth. Salutations to them and our fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also, salutations to the hopeful elect of the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, also known as your Israelite foreigners, and your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. To you, I say Shalom. This is your brother Ayashar Barazal, prophet of doom, from the Indianapolis branch of the Great Millstone, coming back at you with another lesson that is edifying to the elect body of the nation of Israel. All right, I read this passage of scriptures because this is talking about the heathen, mainly Amalek, who are your so-called 1948ers or Jewish people today, along with the assistance of the rest of Edom or Idumea, as described in this passage of scriptures, that are assisting Amalek, who are both are from the nation of Edom. Okay, the tribe of Amalek is just the chief nation or the head nation, according to Numbers 24 and 20. But it is them who are trying to get this done with the help of the rest of the Edomites, who are your so-called white people. And according to Genesis 25 and 25, and also known as the wicked, according to Malachi 1 and 4. All right, so let's get to this article that I got from Newsbreak. It says, leading evangelicals push to have President Trump recognize Israeli sovereignty over biblical heartland. Well, first of all, let's get that word. They said biblical, okay? We'll first look for the word Israeli, okay? ISRAI. Do a search. Zero results. It doesn't exist, okay? Zero results. And this is the version of the 1611 KJV, as you can see across the top. I'm searching all segments of it, Old Testament, New Testament, and the Apocrypha. The word Israeli does not exist, all right? So we got that straight. Get back to the article. All right. It says, Tel Aviv, Israel, last week, an influential group of American Christians publicly reaffirmed the Jewish people's right to Judea and Samaria as the biblical heartland of Israel. The Judea and Samaria area is more commonly known as the West Bank. Well, this is interesting here because we know that those small hatters hate Christians. Okay, I just did a video the other day where they're trying to also get Trump to program a global religion to bring global peace around the world. And that would involve using the Babylonian Talmud as a form of punishment. Okay, and one of the things that they are against is the worship of any other deity other than the Most High, when we are to worship Yahweh Shai as well. All right. So, and we know that the Christians worship their so-called Jesus, which that word is from the Latin meaning earth pig. Okay. All right. That's not his name. The true name of the Father is Yahweh, which means he exists, he is, he to be. And the name of the Son is Yahweh Shai, which means he saves, he delivers, okay, in the ancient Paleo Hebrew. The term Bahashem means in the name, all right? So, but they're saying here that they wanted to reaffirm their right to Judea and Samaria. So I got a map here, all right? This is Judea and Samaria, which they say commonly known as the West Bank, okay? The West Bank. So let me go and show you this here. This is another photo. All right, this is Abraham's inheritance. This is what the land, the nation of Israel is supposed to have. All right, if you see towards the upper left-hand corner on your screen, this red circle here. Okay, slide it down. This red circle up here in the corner of the little brown area, that is the state of isn't real today. I call it isn't real because the true people are not there. All right, that's the land right here that I pointed out. So you see how small that is within reference to the true land that was given to Abraham. All right, now let's back that up. You see the Nile River down on the bottom left-hand corner, okay, just below Sudan, and then you see the Euphrates in the upper middle, just above Iraq. All right, so let's get that in the scriptures before I get back to the article. This is the book of Genesis 15. All right, it says, in the same day, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai made a covenant with Abraham, saying, unto thy seed, okay, I have given this land, and the seed is Isaac and Jacob. Then after Jacob is the 12 tribes of Israel, okay? It says, in the same day that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai made a covenant with Abram, whose name later became Abraham, saying, unto thy seed have I given this land, from the river of Egypt, which is the Nile, unto the great river, the river Euphrates. All right, so if we go back to this picture called Abraham's inheritance, okay, this is the Nile running all the way up along Sudan, Egypt, all the way to the top and all the way back around to Israel, which is circled, what has to circled by that red circle, okay, at the top here, and then all the way over to the Euphrates, which outlines that that border right there. So that is the true land of the nation of Israel, not just that small slither, which is the headquarters, the original headquarters for all 12 tribes, according to the book of Joshua, chapters 13 through 22. All right. So let me go back to the article. Yeah, this they're capping for these small hatters, and they can't stand them. All right. It says the declaration was unveiled at the annual National Religious Broadcasters Convention in Dallas by American Christian Leaders for Israel and was expected to be signed by 3,000 religious leaders before being delivered to President Donald Trump. They don't give a fuck who signed it. You know, you're going to be out of that land. All right, especially when World War III takes off. We know that's going to happen. And how we know that, we go back to that land. All right. You got Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Iran, Iraq, Okay, all of these lands over here, Egypt, right above Israel, you got Lebanon and Turkey, Sudan down here. Um, it's kind of hard to read that dark blue area, but in any case, um, you are pretty much surrounded by the majority of the people that's going to kick your ass in that day, according to Ezekiel 38 and 39. All right, ready to destroy you. As you can see, you are surrounded. That red dot in the upper, towards the left side, the red circle up there, you are surrounded by these nations who are going to destroy you. All right, along with Babylon the Great, aka America, with the help of Russia and China. All right. There's no way the only way that you can leave from there is drown in the Mediterranean Sea. And that's not far fetched either. All right. Let's get back to the article. Okay. The push to apply Israeli, okay. We look for that. Okay. Nowhere mentioned in the Bible. Okay. So we'll go see what it means according to the dictionary. Israeli. Okay. Of or relating to the people or the Republic of Israel. Okay. A native or inhabitant of the Republic of Israel, which, we know that Israel is a people before it's a place. All right. And that's not them. All right. If you're the people, where are the other 11 tribes? There is no 12 tribes of Israeli or no 12 tribes of Jewish. All right. Scriptures say when, the true people are on the land, there will be peace all over the earth, according to Isaiah chapter 2. All right. King David will be back, according to Ezekiel 37. Where is he? All right. There'll be no more war. Also, according to Isaiah chapter 2. You're going to war now. They were talking about war the other day. All right. Zelensky and Trump. All right. And then it's like, just wow. Scroll down here. The first known use of Israeli, 1948, in the meaning defined above, for an adjective for a noun, 1948, in the meaning defined above. What was that? That was the Balfour Declaration of 1948 that put those Khazarians, which we know are Khazarians, Turkish Khazarians, the same people that are in Ukraine. All right, I did a video a couple years ago by CBN. I think it was dated June 24th, 2020, where it says 130 Ukrainian Jews returned to the promised land, fulfilling the prophecies of Isaiah and Jeremiah. Well, okay. The prophecies is that everyone is supposed to be back. All 12. He's going to gather his people from all the lands that they've been scattered to. That didn't happen. And it said 130 Ukrainian Jews. All right. Let's say if this claim was true, there's 195 nations on this earth, according to Google. So if only 130 return, that means 65 people got screwed over. Even if it was one from just each nation, they got screwed over. So that's a lie. Okay. The scriptures also say the Lord is going to gather his people once and return them to the land. But now you're saying it's twice, 1948 and June of 2020. Which one is it? All right. And it's history and etymology adjective. Modern Hebrew, Yisraeli, from Hebrew, Israelite. No, we're not the same. All right. Yisrael, we are not the same. All right. So that's going off. All right. Back to the article. All right. It says the push to apply Israeli sovereignty to the area comes after Trump said last month that his administration would make an announcement on the matter in the coming weeks when asked about the annexation. All right. And then once again, like that Ezekiel 36 said, this is the top people that have taken the ancient high places. Okay. And it's occupied by those other nations as well, too, while we are exiled from the land, which, is going to be over in a short while. All right. It says the Oslo Accords forged under the Clinton administration divided the West Bank into three regions. Area A under full Palestinian jurisdiction, Area B under Palestinian civil administration and Israeli security control, and Area C under the full Israeli authority. So here again, the heathen is part of his land, our land. All right. It says a 2020 Trump plan dubbed Peace to Prosperity envisioned Israel annexing parts of Judea and Samaria, but was shelved in favor of the Abraham Accords, which normalized Jerusalem's ties with four Arab countries. All right, and we know that that's not the case. Even though this photo shows Arab countries in that area, that's today. He did not give these areas to the Arabs, given to the seed of Jacob. All right, the inheritance of the land. Went from Abraham, Isaac to Jacob. I just read that in Genesis 15. All right, let's go back to the article. It says the evangelicals gave Trump the presidency. He will support our position on the Bible, and that's why he chose Mike Huckabee as ambassador to Jerusalem, who supports Israeli sovereignty over Judea and Samaria. Dr. Mike Evans, founder of Friends of Zion, which boasts just under 30 million members, told Fox News Digital. Huckabee and Evans, both Edomites. That's why the Lord said all of Idumea, okay, in that passage in Ezekiel 36, all of Idumea, he's going to take out. He said it before in Ezekiel 35, 5 and 6, all right? All of Idumea, Idumea being the Greek way of saying Edomites, okay? So here you have, them just saying, they mention the Bible, the position on the Bible, but we know that those are not the people. All right. It says the declaration reaffirms the Jewish people's inalienable right to the biblical heartland of Israel and reject all efforts, both from the United States and the international community, to pressure the Jewish people to relinquish their ancestral homeland in Judea and Samaria. Well, this won't be even the case when the true people return to the land. All right. It says, Evans said evangelicals support Israel because they believe in moral clarity. Yeah, you're over there killing all those Palestinians. All right. You not only financed the transatlantic slave trade, you own the ships when it came to us. Look at these contracts you were assigning to all of the artists to have them working forever. And then when they speak out, you have them knocked off. All right. Gee whiz. Evans said evangelicals support Israel because they believe in moral clarity, good versus evil. They are the friends of Zion. Well, they're not Zion. They see Jews being killed because they are Jews and not because of the land. Well, not those Jews, but you're responsible for killing us, the true Jews, all right, the true Israelites, all right, because of that inheritance. You do it through your food, through your water, clothing, all right, pharmaceuticals. You own all that stuff, all right? All right, it goes on. Pastor John Hagee, the influential founder and chairman of Christians United for Israel, which, once again, they hate you. and That's well documented. All right. Told Fox News Digital that evangelicals know the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob will always keep his word to the children of Israel. And he is. That's true. But they're not the children of Israel. All right? They're not the 12 tribes. All right? It says, from beginning to end, the Bible is a Zionist document mandating that all believers stand with and bless Israel and her people. All right. Well, you're gonna be doing more than standing with. You're gonna be in servitude. All right. We don't have to worry about you blessing us because we're going to be blessed by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, with those new bodies and a new covenant where we can never go off again. All right. And yes, there's no such thing as Zionists in the scripture too. It talks about Zion, which is a monument, a memorial to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, which is his people, the 12 tribes of Israel, the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right, let's get that. Go see if we can find that in the scriptures. Zionist. Zero results. All right. We know he talked about Zion. Search. 150 results. So Zionist is not even in the scriptures. Let's get what that suffix is means. IST. All right. And in context, an adjective describing them of, relating to, or characteristic of. Elitist. Yeah, that fits you perfectly as the elitist, but you are not the true thing. This is of, relating to, or characteristic of. All right. You come off impersonating the holy people, the true holy people, and you're not holy. Under no circumstances are you holy. Now you will be set aside for destruction at the end, according to the scriptures. Just like you telling people not to forget what happened to you in that psyops, around World War II. The Lord told his people, don't forget what you did, because you're going to be what you did to us coming out of Egypt, coming up from behind, taking our feeble and young, the old folks, the ones who were helpless, and killing them. Just like you're doing today. You haven't changed. You did the same thing to us. All right. That's in Deuteronomy chapter 25, verse 17 through 19. All right. He told us never forget what you did to us, because the opportunity comes where we're going to blot you out from under heaven forever, the whole nation of Edom, you so-called white people. That's after you in servitude twice as long and twice as hard as we were, according to Revelation chapter 18, verse 5 and 6. All right, back to the article. It says, for almost half a century, I have been planning the message that Israel does not occupy the land. Israel owns the land. The title deed, which is recorded in the pages of the Bible. The land was endowed by Yahweh to the Jewish people for all time, added Aggie. Well, I just showed you on this map. From the Nile, that runs along that entire side, everything that's outlined, Sudan, Egypt, everything all the way up and to that red circle to the Euphrates, okay? Everything outlined there, all right? All the land added there. That's in the green, yellow, brown, orange, okay? And light blue and like a slate blue, That's all of our that's all of the original land, not this little, just this little red circle on the top here. Okay, so Hagee doesn't know what he's talking about. All right, he says earlier this week, Fox News Digital reported that some Republican lawmakers led by Representative Claudia Tenney urged the president to recognize Judea and Samaria as Israeli territory. Okay, we showed you who Israeli are. Okay, they're not the people. The letter to the president expressed support for Jerusalem, applying sovereignty over the area, which the lawmakers said was the heart of our shared Judeo-Christian heritage. And you don't have that. They hate you evangelical Christians. How many times do they have to say it to you? How many times do we have to repeat it to you? All right. Says Israel's parliament speaker Amir Ohana on February 23rd urged the government in Jerusalem to extend sovereignty over Judea and Samaria, saying full control over the region was the one and only way to achieve lasting peace. And you're not going to get that. All right? You're not going to get that. There'll be no peace to the wicked. Let me grab that scripture. Just lock it. Peace, wicked. It's in a couple of places. Isaiah 48:22. There is no peace, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, unto the wicked. Isaiah 57:21. There is no peace, saith my power, to the wicked. The wicked being Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. All right. The wicked. Malachi 1:4. All right. So you're not going to have any peace over there. All right. Who was that? Gamal Nasser. I forget his name. He was the second Egyptian president in 1952. You know what? Let me see if I can grab his name.
According to Wikipedia, Gamal Abdel Nasser Hussein, the 15th of January 1918 to the 28th of September 1970, was an Egyptian military officer and politician who served as the second president of Egypt from 1954 until his death in 1970. Nasser led the Egyptian Revolution of 1952 and introduced far-reaching land reforms the following year.
Okay. He was the one noted for saying there will be no peace in Israel because the Jews left here black and they came back white. All right. He's also that ambassador that's talked about in the beginning of Obadiah 1. That's who it was talking about. All right. Continue on with the article. It says another Likud lawmaker, Dan Illouz, told Fox Digital that Hamas's October 7, 2023 massacre, yeah, right, proved that that's propaganda right there, proved that any withdrawal, any concession, any illusion of coexistence with those who seek our destruction is not just naive, it is suicidal. Well, you're supposed to be the people, you know. You're supposed to never taste death again. If the people in the land, immortality. Yeah. According to the scriptures, you're supposed to be immortal when New Jerusalem is established. All right? We'll never taste death again. So how is it suicidal if you're the people? Yeah, you're just getting caught up in your lives every single day. All right? Going back into the article, it says any concession, any illusion of coexistence with those who seek our destruction is not just naive, it is suicidal. We withdrew from Gaza, and in return, we got Hamas and the massacre of our people. Yeah, right. That's why you want to get rid of TikTok. You lost the narrative on that. All right. It says Judea and Samaria cannot become another terror state. You're the terrorist. That's clear. All right. It goes on. A push for sovereignty in Judea and Samaria would be the end of Israel. You mean the state of Israel. All right. Yossi Beilin, a former Israeli lawmaker and architect of the 1993 Oslo Accords with the Palestinians, told Fox News Digital, if Israel were to become a minority of Jews dominating a majority of Palestinians, it would neither it would be neither Jewish nor democratic. I don't believe it could ever happen, but just waving this idea is bad enough, he said. Goes on, the right in Israel believes that Trump would support whatever they demand. Yep, just like you have Congress the same way. 90% of the people have dual citizenship. All right. Says, but 5 years ago, he suggested there could be a two-state solution. As such, it is not as clear-cut as it seems, he added. Last month, Net Not a Jew ordered the Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, to conduct a massive counterterrorism operation in Judea and Samaria after 3 buses exploded near Tel Aviv and bombs were found on 2 others in what is being investigated as a coordinated attack. And I wouldn't be surprised if that was a psyops on them, you know. Yeah, that they did something and set that up. All right. Problem, reaction, solution. Typical move of Esau Edom. It says this brutality, Slakia, and forceful displacement of civilians in the West Bank was never about self-defense, but rather a colonial expansion scheme and an ethnic cleansing campaign. Ahmad Fatul, a spokesman for Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas' dominant Fatah faction, told Fox News Digital. Says annexing the West Bank will set us back to 1948 and destroy any future stability or prospects for peace. Every rational voice understands too well that there is no way forward except a two-state solution. Otherwise, it will lead to endless havoc, he added. Israel Gans, head of the Yeshant Council, the umbrella group representing Israeli communities in Judea and Samaria, is working in conjunction with the government in Jerusalem to push for sovereignty. Says, we started a campaign to push for it, but we won't do it without the support of the U.S. There we go. The least of the flock shall draw them out. All right. He told Fox News Digital, many in the Trump administration are very connected. They know the area and they believe in our right to this place. He says they understand that if they want to stabilize the situation, we must have sovereignty in Judea and Samaria. And again, go back to that photo. There's Judea and Samaria. All right. This area right here. Now, let me get to a picture that shows both of them. Okay. The picture on the right and the highlighted light green, just Judea and Samaria. And when you look at the entire inheritance of Abraham, this picture on the far right with the highlighted green of Samaria and Judea, that's right here, blowing that up, okay? Those 2 areas, with respect, see that red circle in the upper left-hand corner between the 2 pieces of green that's surrounding the brown? Let me zoom in on that. That's where Judea and Samaria are located, when in actuality, as I showed before, that's the whole inheritance. It's not all of the land. Okay? Back to the article. It says, for Israel to be able to continue to survive and thrive along the coastal plain, which produces about 80% of the country's GDP. There we go. It's about economics, and the Palestinians are in the way. But both of you are going to be out of the way soon. It says, then it must keep control of the high grounds in Judea and Samaria. Lieutenant Colonel Jonathan Cornicus, retired, a former IDF international spokesperson and now senior fellow at the Foundation for Defense of Democracy, told Fox News Digital. says if any other entity, Palestinian or otherwise, holds that, it would be used as a way to threaten Israel's security. All right? Yeah. Yeah, you done fucked over everybody and now you're scared. All right? It's only going to get worse for you. Says its core infrastructure, including Ben Gurion Airport. All right, and yeah, and that's where those people, those from that article I mentioned earlier, those 130 Ukrainian Jews landed at. You know, it's funny because the scriptures clearly tell us no man know the day or the hour or the Lord's return when He's going to gather His people. But we do know it's not going to be on an airplane. You know, people riding from one place to Israel. He said He will gather His people from all nations where He scattered them and set them in their land. All right. Says its core infrastructure, including Ben Gurion Airport and also its population, concentrated in a narrow strip between Haifa in the north and Ashdod. You know, who's the bastard from Ashdod? Okay, Esau, Edom. In the south, approximately 15 kilometers wide, he said. Says another element, Cornicus explained, is that some 500,000 Israelis currently live in Judea and Samaria, and they need to be protected. Very scary folks to be the people of the Most High. All right. Says the trends of escalation in Judea and Samaria and Jerusalem are highest now since October 7th. We see significant terrorist activity in almost all Palestinian cities, a continued weakness of the PA and exercise of control, he said. Z.F. Orenstein, director of international affairs at the Jerusalem-based City of David Foundation, told Fox News Digital that the Jewish people's millennia-long connection to the land of Israel bestows upon them an inherent right to Judea and Samaria. Yeah. Says the reality is that there is likely no other people on the planet today with a deeper and longer connection to any piece of land than the Jewish people with the land of Israel. You're not the people. In general, and Judea and Samaria and Jerusalem in particular, where the inhabitants continue to worship the very same, look at this, G dash period. It's supposed to be God, but we know you can worship Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai all you want to. You're not getting nothing from him but death. All right. Where the inhabitants continue to worship the very same power, speak the same language, practice the same faith, celebrate the same festivals, and we know you have the biggest pride parade in the world over there. Okay, that's something that's against the law, but you know that's expected. You're not the people. You're a wicked people. All right, and walk upon the very same stones as their ancestors did so many thousands of years ago. Orenstein added. All right, that's the end of that article. Let me get this scripture right here. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, beginning at verse 1. It says, For Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. Okay? So the Lord's going to do that. Not the 1948 Balfour Declaration, and not those who flew into the Ben Gurion Airport in 2020. You know? And set them in their own land, and that own land is the full inheritance. I mean, the headquarters is going to be that small area, but that's our entire land. Everyone else is going to be out of there when the Lord comes back. All right? He says, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave unto the house of Jacob. And who are those strangers? Those are the Israelite foreigners that were scattered abroad. Okay? He says, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place. Okay? Take who? These other heathen nations. Okay? And bring them to our place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai for servants and handmaids. Yeah, you other nations are going to be slaves, especially you Esau, Edom. All right? And they shall take them captives, there we go, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Okay? So, yeah, going to rule over you all as you ruled over us. But in righteousness, though, you're going to get your punishment, Esau, Edom, because you don't know any better. As the scriptures say, let favor be shown to the wicked, yet he will not learn righteous. Let me go ahead and grab that. Isaiah 26 and 10, I believe. God, let favor be showed to the wicked, yet he will not learn righteousness. Yeah, you, the original, can't get right. Okay, and again, that wicked is Esau, Edom, according to Malachi 1 and 4. In the land of uprightness, he will deal unjustly and will not behold the majesty of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, and you have dealt unrighteously. You know, in the land of uprightness. You know, that's just the way you are. All right. But keep on doing. We know, according to Psalms 49:11, you know, you don't name places after you, thinking they're going to last forever, but that's not going to be the case. All right. You got a heavy judgment coming. All right. This is Colossians 3 and 25, and I'll close out with this one. 25. And it reads, but he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he hath done, and there is no respect of persons. That's right. That's why you all hell bent out of shape now. You know that judgment is coming. One of your own people, what's her name? Judith Varney Shore, said the number one problem for the state of Israel is the so-called black youth of America. Yeah, you're right. Scriptures say Judah's a lion's whelp. Who shall rouse him up? It's you all. Still lying about our heritage that you stole. All right? That's okay. You know, Manifest Destiny definitely has a part 2. All right, so with that, I hope this lesson was edifying to the elect body of the nation of Israel. Once again, I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well in teaching us this 100% truth. Salutations to them and my fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also, salutations to the hopeful elect of the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, also known as your Israelite foreigners and your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. To you, I say Shalom, Kwam Yasharallah, Abba, Shalom.